Circumcision has long been a culturally and religiously endorsed practice, yet in our modern era where personal autonomy and informed consent are fundamental rights, we must critically re-examine its justification. The irreversible nature of the procedure, performed on non-consenting infants, raises questions about bodily integrity that demand our attention. Medical opinions are split on the benefits versus risks of circumcision. While proponents sometimes cite potential prophylactic advantages, many studies reveal that the procedure is not medically essential for a healthy individual. Instead, it can bring complications, unnecessary pain, and a permanent loss of natural sensitivity. Legally, circumcision treads a delicate line. Performing an irreversible alteration on a body incapable of consent challenges modern legal standards that prioritize individual rights. Critics argue that the practice may violate a basic human right, the control over one's own body. Ethically, the case intensifies as we consider the long-term impacts of an irreversible procedure made without the person's input. The practice raises uncomfortable questions about inflicting lasting physical changes solely based on tradition rather than on the active, informed choice of the individual. Cultural and religious traditions often frame circumcision as a rite of passage or a symbol of faith. However, when a practice with such permanent physical consequences is imposed without consent, it forces us to ask whether tradition should trump an individual's right to a bodily self-determination. Respect for cultural heritage need not preclude contemporary ethical standards. Psychological dimensions also come into play. Even if the full scope of long-term emotional impacts remains a subject of debate, many contend that undergoing an irreversible, non-therapeutic alteration without consent can subtly undermine one's sense of ownership over their body, a foundational element of self-identity. Modern medical ethics advocate for deferring non-essential procedures until an individual can participate in the decision-making. In a world that increasingly values informed consent and personal agency, postponing irreversible modifications until the person can decide for themselves aligns more closely with contemporary notions of human rights. Ultimately, challenging circumcision isn't about diminishing cultural or religious practices, it's a call to balance cherished traditions with the enduring principles of bodily autonomy and informed choice. By engaging in thoughtful, respectful dialogue on this sensitive subject, we pave the way for a future that honors both our heritage and the rights of the individual.